Hey YouTube, just a quick silver pickups video for the month. The month's not quite over yet, so I'm hopeful that I may get a little more for the month, but this is what I've got so far. And I should throw a disclaimer out that this looks like quite a bit, but it's a couple things that quantify it. One is a lot of this is foreign stuff that's not, it's varying in purity. Some of it's 90%, some of it's 72%, some of it's 50%, and I got a lot of stuff at melt, so it looks like more than what's actually here. Also, this month I actually sold about 12 ounces, 13 ounces, somewhere in there, on eBay. Some of my more semi-numismatic stuff I sold and was able to do some flips. So a lot of this stuff I kind of hustled and tried to add more weight to the stack, so I tried to buy low premium after selling some of my stuff that had a little bit of a premium attached. So I did pretty well, I think, selling some things. So it looks like there's quite a bit here, but keep in mind that I sold 13 ounces, I believe, 13 ounces. So there's 25 and a half roughly ounces here, but I sold, like I said, 13 this month. So I cleared 12 and a half ounces for the month so far. Hopefully, like I said, I'll get a little bit more, but this could be it. So let me just go through kind of some of the stuff that I got. I picked up a 10-ounce bar. This is I have one of these already, but this was just cheap, so I had to pick it up. It's a U.S. Assay Office, 1981. I have another one that's really toned and kind of has a cool look to it, but this one is cheap, so I picked it up. It ended up being about 75 cents over spot per ounce, so it's pretty cheap for generic. I got these, kind of a cool story here on some of these bars. I was at my local coin shop, and while I was there, he got some of this stuff in, and so he hadn't even really went through it yet, but he told me that at this time spot was 17.15, I think, or something like that, 17.17. And he still told me to sell me these for $18, so I paid less than $1 over spot. And there's some kind of cool stuff. This one's a cool one, an older Engelhard, and I have another one like this that I actually got from my brother, but now this is my second of these. Thought that was cool. There's nothing special here, just an OPM generic, but I like bars when I can get them. This one I thought was kind of fun. It's a Statue of Liberty, kind of an art bar here. Pretty plain on the back, but I don't know much about this one. A couple of Johnson Matthey ones, they're still in the plastic, just generic ones. And then this one is the cool one I got in there. I have several of these already, but he got one of these in, and to get it for 18 bucks, these usually have a pretty good premium on them. So, I paid like 80 cents or whatever over spot, but pretty good markup on these typically if I were to try to sell this on eBay. But I'll probably keep this one or end up giving it to one of my boys. But because I just love these little chunky bars. Anytime I see these, I try to grab them, especially if the price is right. Some other stuff I got a couple Silver Eagles, kind of boring. They're 2017s, but I got these for my two boys every year for Christmas. I try to get them that year's Eagle, so they have one from the year that they're born all the way up till when they're 18 or whatever, whenever they take it with them, so to speak. So yeah, I try to get them one each year, so I got a couple Eagles there. This one I thought was kind of a fun one. I saw this in there, and he charged me, let's see, spot was, like I said, was like $17.15. He was charging $2 over spot, but he rounded down. He sold it to me for $19. Kind of cool. Little 1 ounce, real skinny, thin 1 ounce bar. Kind of cool. The A mark I already showed you. I got one silver dollar. I'm trying to build a tube. So when I have a little bit extra money, I grab one when the price is right. I paid 17 bucks for this. And really the reason I got it was at the end when I ran out of money. I had $17 left, so I couldn't quite afford an ounce. So he had some silver dollars in there for $17, so I grabbed one, trying to keep building that tube. And then the rest of the stuff I think is kind of the cool stuff. I got a lot of foreign stuff this time, and a lot of it I got at melt. I got, and I really don't know a whole lot about this foreign stuff, so you'll have to pardon my ignorance, but this is an Albert Schweitzer. And it had a price on it, and then he crossed it off and had it at melt. He just put that in the melt bin. And it's kind of funky. It's a proof. Kind of hard to tell on here, but kind of cool to get a proof German coin at melt. This one also was at melt. It's a 10 mark. Kind of cool. Like I said, I really don't know a whole lot about these. but anytime you can get silver at melt, I think it's a good buy. These next two, they've got prices on here, but I didn't pay these. I actually traded for these. I've kind of been getting into the crown size coins, the bigger ones. My brother and I have been watching a YouTube channel. His name's Steady Stacking Silver. If you haven't checked out his channel, check it out. He's got a pretty good channel. But he's into these, he kind of has an affinity for these crown size coins, and so my brother and I have kind of been getting into them, so I traded for a couple here. This one's, I think, is kind of cool. This guy's a cool looking dude on here. This one's from Ecuador. Yeah, just kind of fun stuff. I traded for these two. And then the rest of these is stuff I got at Melt mostly. They were just in these Ziploc bags he had, and he had marked on here what everything was so he could ring it up quickly, but they were all at Melt. So different bags, just had random foreign coins in them, all at Melt. Varying degrees of amounts of silver in them. Some of these are pretty big too. I thought it was kind of cool. There's some of these that are really big, you know, the kind of the crown size. The 5 peso. This one I think is the same. It's a smaller, but it's a 5 peso also. Like I said, I really don't know much about these. This one's kind of cool. I think I have one of these already. Just trying to remember, this one looks familiar. It's got the Olympic rings on there. Really a pretty cool coin. There was 2 of these with this guy on there. One of these. Some more stuff up here. This is another kind of a bigger one. And these are fun too. I've got a bunch of these, and I was glad to see these in there. And then I've paid premiums for these before, grabbing them. This is one of the 50 centavos, and I love these. And then in the back, it's the United States of America. So I think these are kind of cool pieces of our history that the United States minted these for the Philippines. There's 2 of those in there. And then I've really kind of got into Balboas lately, and so I thought this was cool. There's some of the smaller Balboas in there. This one, I don't know what this is. Some tiny one. I don't even know what's in there. I just, like I said, I don't know hardly anything about these. I just was happy to grab them at Melt. And then this one is in with these other ones, but I did not pay Melt for this. I've actually bought this one on eBay. I had some eBay money from selling some things, and I usually try not to do that if I can help it. But I got a really good deal on this, I think. It's one of the Balboas, the full-size ones, so I just think they're super cool, and I kind of had been wanting one for a while. It's probably my favorite of the crown-size coins is the Balboa, so plus I thought it was cool to get some of the smaller ones there too. I just picked those up, so I went ahead and got this with some eBay money when I found a decent deal on one. So anyway, guys, like I said, about 25.5 ounces, but really minus the 13 I sold. I know that paid for quite a bit of this. I think on the 13 ounces I sold, I ended up buying about 20 ounces with that money, so I got about 7 ounces, quote unquote, for free by doing some flips, and maybe I'll talk more about that in another video. But I just sold some stuff that I kind of was worried about losing money on when I went to sell it eventually if I went to my local coin shop, and so I thought I might as well sell some of it on eBay now. It's getting close to Christmas and people are looking to complete sets and things, so I sold a few, and even after eBay takes their cut and PayPal takes their cut, I still did okay. So anyway, guys, adding some weight to the stack. I think right now I'm about 13, just under 13 ounces, 12.5 ounces or so away from my goal of 800, which hopefully I can hit in the next month. Yeah, so I had a good month, I think, and hopefully I can meet my goal next month and get up over 800. Also hoping to pick up some gold next month. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. God bless.